Well, there may be a glimpse of hope for the embattled Shoppingtown Center site in DeWitt. Has taken some blows over the last few years and is mostly vacant these days. Tonight, town officials say the mall's owners have promised a redevelopment plan by the end of April to bring some new life into the old mall space. Shoppingtown was originally an open-air shopping center going back to 1954. It became an enclosed mall in 1975. The mall took a big hit when Macy's closed its doors in 2016. After more than 40 years, one of the original stores, Tuxedo Junction, closed its doors last year.
Calling from a distance, I hear your voice again. All the signs are pointing to what I don't understand. Are you now the kiss of life, hiding in the dark? 'Cause every time I reach the lone, feels like I'm missing every mark. I'll take a chance tonight, another roll out the dice. I can't lose with you. High, but you're falling like the rain. Blinded by illusions, but you do it all over again. High, you know it's just a game. I'm looking for forever,
Hi everyone, Anthony here with Ace's Adventures, and welcome back to the Syracuse region, more specifically DeWitt, New York, if I'm correct. I believe that's correct. You'd think I would know this going to this area this many times. At any rate, welcome to the Shoppingtown Mall. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to cover the history of this property and just chat about my feelings about this place, why I come out here, and why I'm doing this video again. I have been out here twice, but both times I've kind of felt like I never really did the place justice. I never really gave it a full inspection. Couple that with the fact that the last calendar year has been very cruel to Shoppingtown Mall, to say the least. So we're going to chat for a little bit. This is a longer video than normal, but I feel that this place deserves its due diligence in terms of a video and whatnot. So as usual, these recordings are just off the cuff with some information scattered in and whatnot. So here we go. So I was out here last weekend, and I wanted to come out here and hang out, like I said, and just really dive into this place and just really, check out every nook and cranny. Stealing a page out of my buddy Sal's playbook. He really likes to get down on the floor with a fine-tooth comb and just really dig into every single inch of history about this place. So that's kind of where I'm drawing my inspiration from him on that. So this property has a very long history. It was one of Syracuse's first shopping centers, and it goes all the way back to the 50s, 1954 to be exact. This property has undergone several cosmetic changes and is nowhere distinguishable from what it used to look like, at least to the naked eye, or from anything that I could see. It's been completely revamped, and it also has a very unique shape to it. The mall is shaped, the best way to describe it is kind of like an L with an X on the end of it. It's a very unique shaped mall. You have the X corridor with JCPenney and Macy's, the former Macy's anyway, and the food court, and then you have this long L-shaped wing where Dick's used to be, and then a long corridor that goes down, and then you have the sloping corridor on the carpet. So it's a very unique shaped mall, and I think that kind of adds to the intrigue of it. It's a very unique location, and I've always enjoyed every time that I've come up here, and fortunately had no problems filming and whatnot. So getting back to what I was talking about, this property opened in 1954 as an open-air shopping center. Some of the original anchors included the Day Brothers, the Addis Company, good old Woolworth, W.T. Grant, and a Calet movie theater. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, which you're going to see a picture of the Calet movie theater at the end of this video, so stick around for that slideshow. Some other notable events here. I'm just kind of skimming through the history, not really getting too deep into the actual roots of it. There was a TV station in here, WNYS, which opened up in 1962 and opened up in the basement level. I'm assuming that would be where the circular area is, where the planners and whatnot are. There are some downstairs offices. Again, this is a bit of a hodgepodge of a mall in terms of a bunch of conjointed areas. It's not your traditional T-shaped mall or strip mall look to it. So the movie studio actually, or TV studio rather, like I said, opened in 62, and it caught fire in 1967. But I don't assume that it was too bad, because they repair whatever damages were, and it was there until 1985 when it moved to a different area of town. This mall was converted into an indoor mall in 1975 and then was remodeled in 1991. And one brief thing of interest when researching these places, there's a lot of things that you can't find out due to not being a local. It's kind of ironic to me that this mall was remodeled in 1991, which is just about the same time that the Carousel Mall opened up. And as the crow flies, this mall is only 7 miles away from the Carousel Center, even though it's now called Destiny USA, which is just a stupid name. And then just kind of cut off for a second here. We're walking through the former TGI Fridays. I went to pull on a door, and it just opened right up, so I popped in there to get a couple of shots. So that's what you're seeing now, the old TGI Fridays. But like I was saying about the Carousel Center, when trying to develop, a theory as to why a mall dies, there are several factors that goes into one's logic, and You would think that maybe Shoppingtown, again, I don't know because I'm not local, but just a theory that Shoppingtown remodeled itself around the same time the Carousel Center opened up in order to compete with the Carousel Center. As the locals, you will know, and for those of you that don't know, Destiny USA, as it's called now, the mall that's closest to this mall, is a massive, massive mall, and really dwarfs this one in size, and is still doing pretty well. The funny thing about that mall is there are lots of areas where it has been updated itself recently, but you also can see a lot of Wilmerite-esque properties or features in that mall, and you can see a lot of the roots of it. A lot of the old history is kind of hidden in plain day in that property there. It's a really great mall, though. I suggest you check it out if you're ever in the Syracuse region, as well as this one, of course. So babbling on here, just a couple more things. Throughout its tenure, it was owned by Egan Real Estate. Wilmerite had it for a while. And then, our good old friends at Moonbeam Properties purchased this in 2014. And look what's happening today. Moonbeam has no track record whatsoever of rehabilitating these malls and just lets them sit and die. And with what's happening at Century 3 Mall, the Pittsburgh locals and the officials there are really going hard after Moonbeam, even going so far as to allegedly suggest that their whole mall operation is a front for some more sinister scheme behind the scenes. So keep an eye out for that and what that all entails. So just a couple more things to wrap up here. Sears, Bon-Ton, Macy's, and JCPenney are all gone. Sears was the latest to leave the mall. And one of the most striking things about this mall is this is an unbelievable stat. In about a calendar year's time, from 2018 to 2019, the mall went from 52 stores to 7. From 52 stores, which is still a shell of its regular occupancy at peak times of this property, went from 52 stores all the way to 7. So this place is hurting badly. I would imagine this place is going to be put out of its misery, just like Century 3 has finally been done within a year or so. And Moonbeam has a hell of a lot of problems with tax evasion and whatnot on their hands. I would even go far as to think that we will see the end of Moonbeam as a company within the next 10 years or so, if not sooner. They do nothing for these properties but sit there and let them rot and use them as a tax write-off. And as much as I hate being negative in my videos, it's just a shame what these properties turn into. And I know that economic factors are not necessarily Moonbeam's fault. If you're going to buy these properties, at least try your damnedest to put something into these properties and make them a viable part of the community, or just don't buy them. There's a saying we have in the Discord about how we feel about Moonbeam, and I'm going to keep that to myself. Let's just say that. So I've babbled on here for about 7 minutes, and hopefully you have not hit the mute button by now, so I'm going to let you enjoy the last about 5 minutes of this video in silence. Thank you so much for watching these videos and for continuing along with me. I ask all of my subscribers to please share my channel, please tell your friends about it, and let's keep this bad boy rolling. I'm trying to be, even though there are several great creators out there, I'm trying to be the most consistent source of Dead Mall information, and we have a lot of ambitious plans coming up real soon, heading out to several states, Boston, and a couple other places real soon. So the content with springtime is going to be coming at you hot and heavy. Make sure you are following me on Instagram and Twitter at AcesAdventures1. That's all one word. That's where I post a lot of pictures and a lot of inside information. So make sure you are following me on there. And then also, lastly, the annual speech. Just so you guys know, please, 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 and if you are one of my 21,000 subscribers, I rely heavily for funding on you guys. I have a full-time job, and I do not touch, I don't use any of the Patreon money for anything other than traveling. So if you want to help the cause, even as little as $1 a month, every single bit, 100% goes back into paying for flights, hotels, gas, and my new vehicle, and I appreciate the help so much. If you're uncomfortable with Patreon, please DM me and get in touch with me, and we can find other ways to help fund me. But this is something that I definitely need your guys' help with in order to keep up the content in 2019. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching, for supporting me, all that fun stuff. Enjoy the rest of the video. This is Anthony with Aces Adventures. We'll be back soon with more shortly.
Calling from a distance, I hear your voice again. All the signs are pointing to what I don't understand. Are you now the kiss of life, hiding in the dark? 'Cause every time I've reached the lone, feels like I'm missing every mark. I'll take a chance tonight, another roll of the dice. I can't lose with you. High, but you're falling like the rain. Blinded by illusions, but you do it all over again. High, you know it's just a game. I'm looking for forever, just a chance to start again. They say I'm out of action, losing all control. I'm keeping count